Hey everybody, it's Emily, the Crazy Worm Lady. It's the first time I've ever opened this bin and there's been condensation on the inside of the lid. But it doesn't look like there's any worms exploring the edges. So let me get this peeled back and we will take a peek in the bin for today. Okay guys, so I wanted to take a peek in this bin today. I promised myself I wouldn't panic even if I spotted that large beetle again. So we're going to pray that he stays away. So we fed the middle again last week. I can see the piece of cardboard that we had set the food on right here. I'm going to pull this up, and this is where I found the beetle last time, so brace yourself. No, but there's some good sized worms in here. Sorry, the placement of this bin, my shadow kind of casts right across the middle where the worms are. Bracing myself again. A lot of nice worms here, guys. You can just see those granules, which are the castings from the worms. They just look absolutely beautiful. So there still seems to be some unprocessed food in here. But not a ton. See some of those little beetles, but those are fine. But they're all over this banana peel here. Another banana peel. They're really all over this, which is great. I'm impressed. The moisture in here feels good despite there being that condensation on the lid. So I feel like it's not a problem. It's not getting too moist. The castings here don't feel compact. I mean, I know I don't dig super deep in these bins because of the nature of a continuous flow through. This is just a mass here in the middle. I mean, look at that. They're all over. Here's an orange slice. Like I said, I don't want to dig too deeply, but now I'm intrigued. I'm excited. The sheer numbers. I'm going to bring this up onto the light. I mean, they're just all throughout here. So it's actually looking really excellent. I'm really pleased. I think by next week they will have made good work of all of this. I'm going to feed a little bit today, but not a ton, just because it does look like they have some food left. And I'm actually wondering if, because I piled all that food up together, that perhaps it heated up a little bit when it started to decompose, so it took them a little bit longer to get into it. I don't know that. That's just theory. So, just going to mix some of this bedding up here. And this paper isn't getting compacted like it does in some of my other systems, which is nice as well. So I'm going to leave these cardboard pieces up top here. I'll use them to cover everything up at the end along with our rags here. But I'm going to add a little bit of blended food, and I was thinking maybe putting it a bit around the edges and then topping everything off with some coconut coir. I have some extra sitting around after doing my seed starting mix a few weeks ago. So let me grab a little something for them to eat and we will finish up for today. Before I grab that food, check this out, guys. Between the layers of the cardboard. This is why everybody says worms love the corrugated cardboard. They love to climb in the ridges there. They seem quite happy. So we'll check this one out too real quick. If I can get it to peel apart. This one's not quite as impressive, but there's still a good number of worms between all these layers. So I'm glad that they seem happy. So let me grab that food I was talking about and we will call it a day. Okay guys, so I just gave a really healthy sprinkling of some crushed eggshell and also some of that neem cake that I've been testing in my bins to see if it deters some of the mites and things like that. And I did notice quite a few mites, especially on the cardboard there. So I sprinkled that real well, and I thought we would add a little bit of dry bedding down first, and then we will add our feeding. So got a nice bucket here of coconut coir, and if you've never used coconut coir before, it comes in a big solid brick and then you rehydrate it, and I rehydrated this quite a while ago, so it's dried back out substantially, so I think this will be good to absorb some of the moisture from this feeding. And I also, actually, the food that I'm feeding today, I blended up yesterday, and by this morning there was a good amount of liquid in the bottom of the blender that I was able to drain out as well. So some of this dry stuff will absorb that moisture and it will break up. But I buy really large bricks of the coconut coir for starting seeds. So I'm just going to feed along the edge on this left side, do that kind of as a trial this week. So let me grab my blender here and we will feed this bin up. Alright, so here's the benefit of a large capacity bin like this. I can just plop my blender right in here. And this is the contents of about one freezer bag full of food scraps. There were some bananas, some avocado, cucumber, oranges, kind of had the whole bit. So I think this will be pretty attractive to the worms, and it looks like a lot of food, but it's actually pretty much the same amount as I usually feed, because like I said, it was just one freezer bag full. So I think there's about one more scoop in here. The rest I'll give to one of my other bins. So I put a nice healthy amount across this side here, and now I'm going to top this off with some more of the coconut coir. Adding a good amount of bedding this week because it looks like the bugs are staying at bay and I want to keep it that way. Like I said, some of these bricks are not completely broken up, but I think this should be pretty adequate for us. So if you haven't seen my previous video, I do have a website now that is up and running. Not a whole lot of content on it just yet, but definitely go check it out. It's www.thecrazywormlady.com. And I'm just going to cover the rest of this top of the bin with coconut coir, and then I'll use the rags to top it all off. So that was a full bucket full of coir, but I'm really looking to be able to harvest this bin at some point in the near future, so the more room they have to reproduce and grow big, the quicker I will get my castings, hopefully, in theory. So these are the rags. That pretty much covers everything here. So nobody likes to talk about it, but the way YouTube now is ranking people so that others can see videos is based upon people who like and comment on the videos. So I would really appreciate it if you would like this video. As always, leave your comments below. Subscribe to me if you want some more content, and I will be back next week for another update. Have a great night, everybody.